Hi everybody, here's Krystian from the TeamworkCast.
And I'm CodeMarvellous from ANR Blackhats.
And this is Netrunner TeamworkCast. This is the RPC Regionals here in Cologne on the 28th of May. Easy for me to say. And this is the Grand Finale. This is the Grand Finale. I'm so excited about this.
Yeah, and we've got another interesting matchup. We've got Spark versus Whizzard. So we have like a champion of the meta on one side of the table in Rene, and then a champion of jank, Yarrow, on the other side of the table.
That's exactly the kind of matchup that we see here. Yarrow has been a well-known janky player in the meta. He always had he's been playing like Nazir for such a long time. And then after he decided Nazir was kind of like maybe lacking some key cards,
maybe lacking some key cards.
Maybe he went for Geist. But then he continued playing Geist until Geist got too meta for him.
Yeah, he actually got cards that made him good. You can't play him anymore.
Yeah, he can't play it anymore. He decided no, this is way too meta, and I can't do it.
Yeah.
But then suddenly he got really good, and then now here is in the regionals in a top table. So this is going to be. We saw the game previously where Yarrow lost, but he was in a top cut in a winner's bracket. So that means there's a second game now, where now the winner of this game will win everything. We see Yarrow playing the Spark, which will gain him. The opponent loses a credit. The runner loses a credit. The first time. Each turn. The first time an advertisement is rest.
So this is actually, I think, one of the most secretly powerful identities. I actually had Dan DiArgenio on my channel to do a Spark deck that we built from scratch together.
Yeah.
He considered it one of the more powerful IEDs to come out for NBN since any age, because if you can leverage that early disruption, it can become a huge advantage later in the game.
Definitely the case, and we saw that immediately here. There was a launch campaign being rest, which brought Rene down to just 4 credits. Rene had to click for credit to play the hedge fund, Sure Gamble, to play the liberated accounts. Of course, Rene playing the Wizard, he has 3 recurring credits to trash things, so it kind of helps him against this matchup if there's a lot of money advertisements that MonkeyML wants to rest, then Rene certainly will have the credits to trash them, even when he's at 0 credits.
Yeah. One of the things that's worth noting about Spark is that Spark makes pop-up, in my opinion, one of the best ices in the game. Runner loses 2 credits, Corp gains 1 for 0 res cost. Fantastic.
Pretty good, but we're not seeing this on this run of R&D. There is a turnpike here. Still, runner loses a credit. He gets a tag.
He gets a tag. I can't see what that card is.
We don't see, but there's thinking going on, so we have to assume that this is something that can be trashed. Running on HQ.
There it is.
So that is going to be the, what's the name, special offer? Is that true?
Yep, special offer. So Yarrow gained 5 and Rene lost 1.
So devious.
It's really good.
I love that Rene didn't remove the tag, apparently. So Yarrow can trash the liberated accounts. And I know that Yarrow likes to trash things. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that's a pretty good play.
Yeah, so now Rene lost a lot of credits on the liberated accounts. Did not remove the tag from the turnpike.
Both of these guys are also nervous shufflers.
Yep. Well, it's kind of okay. You can be nervous in the regional finale.
Yeah, it's just the cards moving. Alright, so we've got the pad campaign, which can go away, but Rene's money is pretty precious right now, so even that 1 extra credit, he probably doesn't want to spend it right now until his economy recovers a a little bit.
Definitely.
Clearing
and
the
also,
tag.
And also we kind of see that this pad campaign already kind of has done the damage by making Rene lose the credit already. A run on HQ, that's going to be a Cyberdex Virus Speed, which is trashed.
Yeah.
Good idea to trash them. I see a lot of people who don't play viruses not trashing them. Trash them, man. Even if not running viruses, they can be like a good way, for example, to offshore money during an account siphon.
Yep, or also to fill out your hand for legwork.
Yeah, and it's like if trash it from HQ, so the next time you run HQs, you will guarantee to see a different card. It's just 1 credit.
So we're seeing the I've Had Worse played for draw. Rene's looking for options. He needs to get set back up, but his econ's been really, really disrupted.
I think that not removing the tag from Turnpike early on was a huge mistake. I think it was very important for him to remove the tag.
Yeah, he lost 8 credits, I think, was what was on there.
I think he just clicked it once, so there's 16 starting out, so 12 credits that he lost.
12 credits, wow.
Yeah.
So he got rid of the Faust, knowing that he can get it back later with a clone ship when he has more money.
Yeah, later on, hopefully, when he has more money. We don't know. There is a pet campaign ticking for MonkeyML, for Yarrow.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, and this is there's a, what is that, a knife going
yes.
Going into the trash?
Against barriers.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's worth noting that this is exactly what we were discussing at the beginning of the game, where the early, just a couple credit picks has now created a very large board state swing in the, like, mid... Well, this isn't even the mid-game, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Very, very huge. Like, there's a rich corporation and a very poor runner, and the runner really struggling to get out of this hole, because that's the way Netrunner in general is set up. When you have little money, it's difficult to get money. So there's a run here, and Yarrow has pre-advanced his cards just nakedly, and so Rene was forced to click for credits and score this NAPD. Loses all of his credits. And now Yarrow can follow this up with a mid-season replacements.
And just hit him for 6 tags.
Just like a ridiculous amount of tags. Really bad, but on the other hand, the Turnpike's now doing very little. I mean, still lose credit, but
yeah,
there's a little pile of Team Covenant tokens.
Yeah.
And indicating the number of tags here. I think Rene will in a second here find a good way to show to us how many tags he has. Very, very bad situation for Rene now, because with Whizzard, usually you are so dependent on the assets, on the connections.
Yeah.
Resources, Running on R&D, keep running on R&D. There was another score, so maybe Rene will be able to pull ahead here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, again, it's worth noting, once the mid-season's down...
Ooh, this is getting really drastic now.
Now that's a resistor though, so the second he draws that goes on R&D, that shuts Rene out.
Definitely, really the nice card to see here, although it is kind of invalidated by David.
Right, true. But yeah, this is one of the problems that any tag-based yellow build has, is once you hit them with the mid-season, they have no reason to not run through any tagging ice. Yeah,
there you can just accumulate attacks. There's very little that the corporation can do to stop them. There's very little.
That's pretty good, though.
There's a run on HQ, and that is going to be
Architect trigger.
Architect, yeah, helps a lot here.
Yeah, it's really good.
And Yarrow is down to 3 credits. He's not very rich at this point.
That can change very quickly, though.
That can change very quickly, but it's not like he can do like psychographics or something like this, where you can psycho Beal and win the game.
Right.
We have to also say that this is the legal pack. The latest legal pack was Salset Islands, so there is no exchange of information yet.
Oh, how much better that would have been.
Yeah.
For this board state, I'm saying. Score breaking news.
Yeah. Yarrow doesn't have any agenda scored yet, so it wouldn't work yet. He would have to score something first, but otherwise, pretty dope. Would be pretty dope to have in this deck. So yeah. I love this play. I love to say he gets back because he's low on money, he gets back the product placement and puts it as an upgrade on HQ.
So then he has to encounter it.
So it gives him basically 2 credits.
That's so good. Hey man, he's got just the thing for you.
Rene reminds him that there's... Wait a minute, why what is carded? This was access from HQ. Yeah, Yarrow is a bit confused, I think.
Yeah.
Lots of thinking going on. Love this so much.
Yeah. I mean, this is a very dangerous... Obviously, this is a very dangerous board state for
very
Yarrow,
dangerous.
because he's one mistake away from losing.
But I love this game state because it's so incredibly lopsided. On the one hand, we have Yarrow with no agenda scored, which he's so close to losing. But on the other hand, he seems to have the upper hand with just a huge amount of tags on Rene. Rene is really just being super aggressive, and if Yarrow can survive this onslaught for just a couple of turns, there is a chance that he will stabilize. And there he is using again the second subroutine of Architect to get back the product placement.
It's also worth noting that the third card on the Architect was an NAPD contract that he put into a new server.
This is crazy. But Rene doesn't have any kind of credits whatsoever. But he does have 12 tags, we now know.
Yeah.
Because he created the 12 because out of this tag. It's a really nice way to track your...
Yep. Gotta look at it. One of the most important rules in the game that did Yarrow give himself the 2 bits?
I don't think he did.
Oh no, it wasn't an NAPD. It wasn't
an NAPD. Or Yarrow was somehow cheating and an APD was lost in his sleeve. So now Rene is openly admitting that he is kind of in a pickle right now. There is some kind of confusion going on, a bit of a confusing turn, but I think now if things are stabilizing, Yarrow has a sure gamble. Hedge fund on hand. Always confusing the two.
Yeah, he didn't take his pad credit though. Oh, there you go.
He did. He was at 3. He went to 4. Now he got a credit. Plays this. And starts something in front of HQ. Now we have to say Yarrow has a very specific playstyle which I started to adapt from him because I love it. Actually, it's surprisingly effective, which is he loves to create huge servers, even beyond what seems reasonable. Like most people go to up to 3 eyes, maybe 4 eyes in a really crazy game, you know.
Right. I mean,
Yarrow is easily ready to create a 6-eye server.
I mean, sometimes that's good to do. If you can disincentivize somebody enough, they might call that server dead. Especially
in NBN, who have like a lot of tiny eyes, which is very cheap to res. But and you can get across one of them, but it's kind of like once they accumulate, it gets like very difficult to break them.
Right.
So yeah, we see Rene drawing a lot of cards, having to discard. He has no credits
money
whatsoever. He actually doesn't even get credits because he already sees that there were two advertisements in the servers, and Yarrow can then just rest them and undo 2 clicks right there.
Well, 1 click each turn, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm guessing Rene is looking for something very specific to maybe get 1 access somewhere.
Well, it's also worth noting that the key thing that's keeping Yarrow alive right now is the architects, because Rene knows that if he runs, if there's an agenda on the top, he's not going to see it anyway. That's
definitely the case. He cannot just ignore the eyes. He has to find a solution for the architects.
Yeah. Because otherwise, he's just not going to see anything, you know?
Yes, exactly. So I'm thinking he's either looking for the Faust, because the Faust doesn't cost any money to break, or he's looking for the Mimic.
Well, he's got a Faust in the bin. He just needs the money to put it out.
I guess so, yeah. So there's a launch campaign being rest. The second launch campaign was trashed. And so now Rene used this opportunity, because now there is no advertisement rest on the board anymore. He used the opportunity to get some credits to get his money up. Meanwhile, Yarrow has some breathing space.
Yeah,
finally.
That's definitely true.
And I love that. Of course, there was another advertisement in there. That's of course. I forgot. Oh, so destroying it, another credit. Getting up the monies.
This game's making me want to play Spark so bad.
It's great, isn't it? There's an NAPD on hand, and we see Yarrow just continues creating those huge servers now, because clearly Rene is gearing up for his final run, for his glory run, where he gets the final agenda, and Yarrow has to make sure that that he's really secure here. Checks the archives, the discard pile. Rene is saying, like, hopefully don't have any Kronos project, because then I'm really screwed.
Yeah.
Lots of thinking going on. Lots of thinking going. What would you do in Rene's situation right now?
In Rene's situation, that's really tough. I don't know. Like, I guess I would think to myself. So of course, commentating is vision is 2020. I'd go for HQ because there's been no scores on the corp side, so he would be a reasonably strong bet that there's at least one agenda in HQ. And
Definitely.
And if he architects it out, you can just check that server,
We also haven't seen any Jackson whatsoever, right? So I'm thinking, like, since there are no Jacksons, there's really no way for agendas to leave HQ right now. Other than what we saw. There's Psychographics.
Psycho.
Oh, Psychographing the Astro. Nice.
Every little bit helps.
I mean, yeah, sure. Rene gets up the money with Sure Gamble, so this is great because then that
Faust
means
comes
Spark
down.
doesn't do too much, and yet the Faustus gets out. And the David, now he's back. He spent all his money again.
But he doesn't need money.
Yeah, now with Faust and David, he can break in the various servers without any kind of money. Although without the wild side and pancakes, he can't draw that many cards per turn. There's a Jackson, something I think that Yar was looking for. Draws a lot of cards immediately, suggesting that there's a lot of agendas on hand. And I can assure you, yes, there were a lot of agendas on hand.
This is just this is a ridiculous game. We've been at 6-0 for this many turns.
This game should have been over 2 turns ago, but somehow it's not. Yara is holding on to this. Is in for a ride. Right, run Jackson being used. Oh no, there was a Jackson already used once. I made a mistake. Right, there was one early game, yes.
Oh, that's true.
The agendas return to the deck, but now, of course, the deck might be full with agendas.
Yeah.
Not too many scores yet.
Well, it's worth noting that I don't know if there's a mimic in that trash for Rene, but Faust is not very efficient at breaking Architect.
2 subroutines, yeah. It's not good.
And strength 3. So whatever that ice is in front of Architect, Rene, as you said, without wild kicks down, he has to be wary of making sure that he has enough cards to get through.
Yeah, it really depends on the ice. What would you think that it is? That ice?
In this type of build, I don't know. I want to say it might be the Resistor, but then that would make it David fodder. I think maybe a toll booth.
I was also thinking Resistor in this case. I'm not exactly sure. We saw the toll booth on hand.
Psycho.
Definitely. Oh, another Psycho. Second Astro. Now 2 Astro counters out.
Hey, it's pretty good.
It's a weird kind of train that we have here. The weirdest train.
Well, those two tokens are just explosive power.
Yeah. Definitely. Like, he can fast track for something and score it immediately in the same turn. Rene also hasn't seen any clot yet. We haven't seen any clot from Rene. Yeah. So MonkeyML Yaro can really do whatever he wants here. And also, Psychographics kind of difficult to
play around
with the clot because you cannot really see when they're about to score something.
Right. They install it, could be an asset, and then it has the counters on it and it's scored.
Ooh, love this play legwork. Love it. This could be a big thing. Sadly, it comes a bit late after the Jackson. If it came before the Jackson, this could have been.
So there's a resistor. He's going to force the David counter.
Yeah, definitely. The one David goes. Strength Infinity.
Strength 9, I think.
Yeah. At this point, it doesn't really matter. Oh, at 12, I guess, because he has 12 credits. 12 tags. Whew. And it's a Sansan. Not really what you want to see. Doesn't do anything about it.
Hey, there's the toll booth.
And Yaro is doing some really nice acting here because I think there was no agendas on hand. but he
He
made
acted
him
like he was sweating.
he acted like as if it was close. So that makes Rene run again now. So this is the part where acting in Netrunner becomes a huge importance skill.
I mean, I will do that all the time, where when somebody picks a single agenda out of my hand,
And it was your agenda flooded, and you're like, wow, you got that one, I guess.
yeah, you snipe. Yeah, I'm like, you're a sniper.
Except from those awkward situations where, oh wow, Rene didn't break one of the subroutines on our architect.
Didn't have the cards for it.
I guess so. He really just wanted to see another
And
card.
he didn't trash that Sand City grid. Oh no, but it's the R&D one. That
All right, so we're gonna see another access.
yeah.
Oh, it's a Jackson, but you can trust it. Oh, he doesn't have the money to trash the Jackson. He used the money for something else. Oh, he trashed the Cyberdex Virus Suite. So he doesn't have any kind of credits whatsoever. Yara shows how his hands are shaking right now. Again, maybe some more acting going on here.
I mean, I'd be stressed if I was him.
Definitely.
Like-
The match point is really not something you want to play against when you're an NBN, because you're usually so leaky as a corporation. You're really trying to outpace the runner, and the runner outpaces you, you lose the game.
Yeah, this is just karmic justice for Rene in last game.
Definitely.
Where,
Like this is basically staring down the very opposite of the setup. All right, so 2 installs. We have to. We saw. Well, one of them.
We're playing some shell game here.
Yeah, one of them is Jackson. One of them is the Sansan, and the third one is something else. We don't really know.
This is getting crazy, man.
So now this is crazy because now Rene has to respect this, right? He has to check the face-on cards,
Right.
but that will eat up all of his turn.
There could be a global food on the table,
Yeah,
and then he could just score it the next turn,
yeah, definitely.
which would be a crazy ballsy play. But
That would be a very ballsy play indeed, yeah. People are laughing. Rene runs. I think Rene feels like a bit of like a rat in a cage, you know. He's kind of like Yarrow got him exactly where he wanted to.
so the
And-
third Jackson.
Yep, third Jackson, last Jackson in this game, so Yarrow has to really think about what he wants to get back, because there's not going to be any redos anymore.
Well, Psychographic seems a clear choice.
There's
Cyberdex and a
Cyberdex, yeah.
and an Astro Bar.
Because imagine what happens if Rene gets out the Clot. Right.
Yeah. Then he could just lock him.
Yeah, and without the Cyberdex, there wouldn't be any solutions. Although with 2 Astro counters, you can install something and use the 2 Astro counters to score it, almost.
Right. If it's a 3-2, you also have to have the Sand Res, though, which gives them a window to bring out the Clot.
Well, you can advance and use the 2 Astro counters, and then they don't have any window to prevent it.
Hey, some money.
He doesn't actually trash it.
He doesn't have
He can't trash the Sansan and draws a card. So now there's a Sansan on board. Now even a score of a GFI would be possible. That would be instantly win the game.
if only.
If only. Yeah, there's 2 Astro counters and a Sansan. There's enough money
no,
for this.
I was going to say, if he draws into that and that's how this game closes, that's going to be a crazy comeback.
And I'm pretty sure that Tiaro is praying to draw in GFI.
I've been playing NEH for a year. I've only fast advanced Global Food once in a tournament.
And here we go with the Yarrow
Super server.
style super server. 5 eyes. 5 eyes R&D.
And an upgrade.
Yep.
I mean, it's also worth noting, with no draw sets on the board, Rene, yes, just got to basically take an entire turn to draw up just to be able to make a run.
Yep. And he doesn't have any money whatsoever. I mean, we saw a toll booth there. One of those could be a toll booth. So yes, at least I have 3 credits. 4 credits, because one of the things could be also an advertisement.
Haven't seen any pop-ups yet this game, which is surprising.
That's true.
I mean, and Rene's got to be going crazy because all he needs is a 3-2 to show up.
the most difficult agenda to score in this game, in the history of this game. It's kind of like, look at this R&D. I love it. It's yeah.
This is classic Netrunner. Come on in.
The water is fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because that's the thing. He's going to ignore the turnpike, but Rene knows he needs at least 3 cards to get into that server.
Yeah. And then we have to assume one of them is the toll booth, so at least 3 credits. Then he only has 1 David counter.
Right, so
he actually goes there.
He's gonna check it.
He doesn't have any credits. Yep, there's toll booth, stops him dead. But at least it didn't cost him any money right at this point.
Right.
Not sure what he's doing. I guess discarding cards because he overdrew. Man, no credits whatsoever on the runner's side. This is
such a tough game.
Yeah.
This is such a tough game for Rene. Like, he's just basically locked. He can't play any of the connections or resources that Whizzard depends on because he's just infinitely tagged.
Absolutely. All of the money ideas of Whizzard are just out of the window. I mean, he discarded some dirty laundry. He could have maybe used that.
I guess he also has to be fearing, like, the singleton closed accounts that a deck like this will often have. Absolutely, yeah. That's something he also has to respect, so he doesn't even bother to get up the credits. So there's a single run on HQ, hoping for a lucky poke, which is completely fair. But there's just 1 card in there, and that is going to be a launch campaign. At least a trashing launch campaign and drawing up. Oof, so rough. Yeah, and that David's dead now, so HQ is shut off for him.
Absolutely. But Yaro's not having an easy game either here right now. He just has to think a lot about each individual draw that he gets. Because we see that Rene is very happy to run on servers.
Well, right, because any run that he makes could be the run that ends the game.
Yeah, he just has to see a random breaking news somewhere, and it's gonna be game.
Here we go.
Oh, there's a score here.
Is this the 3rd Astro? If it is, I'm gonna be very excited.
If that's a 3rd Astro, I'm gonna laugh about this.
All right, he's taking his time.
So there's discussion whether, because it's a Beal, there's discussion whether he can over-advance it, but he can't.
He's still got his 2 Astro tokens, so literally any agenda draw, he's got it.
So here's an interesting thing, because you can have to over-advance the Beal, and the Sanson lowers the advancement cost for the Beal, but it doesn't actually lower the over-advancement cost.
Right, it still has to be above 3.
Yeah. So you would have to advance it
up to
5 times in order to get the additional point, which would win the game for him, but he can't do it without pre-installing it, scoring it in an honest way.
The honest way?
I guess he was hoping for a GFI here, but he just got a BL. And then there's another pet campaign here. This game is getting ridiculous. Rene now back in money. He has this clone chip, so he can get back maybe a.
There has to be another David in there somewhere.
David, yeah. I'm pretty sure he.
Yeah, it's safe to say that.
And that is going to be top decking the Astro, and he wins the game. Wow. And we see the server here. There was toll booths, wraparound, little engine. That was quite a server there. Like, even if Rene had gotten out the David, he wouldn't be able to get in here.
Yep. So, from the jaws of defeat, Yarrow takes the championship, right?
The most swingy game. Indeed, he wins this tournament. Everybody's congratulating him. We're really proud of Yaro because he's been playing, again, like as we said in his Star Championship point that he also won. He's been playing for such a long time. And he has been always like this meta-agnostic kind of guy. And so we're all really happy about him succeeding in this tournament like this.
It's fantastic. And what a way to win. He played from behind and just slowly ground out the win with good piloting choices.
Yeah, he won in a very Yaro way, and then against Rene is also very, very great because Rene is also a very, very strong player. So him being able to overcome here, there we see some nasty things there. There was a GFI indeed.
And there's the closed account. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, and it's worth noting that, this is an example of how a skilled pilot with a off-brand deck can really take another experienced pilot with meta decks by surprise and really kind of throw a huge monkey wrench into their game plan.
Definitely, MonkeyML wrench, so to speak. Yes, definitely, I agree. And something that I took as a lesson from this tournament is I realized that NBN is really changing a lot recently. Like we saw also in Rene's deck was kind of like an unusual NBN with a lot of really nasty taxing cards like Little Engine, but also Turnpike and stuff like that. So a lot of things that really cost a lot of money to get through. Something that you're not used with NBN, which usually preferred like hard in the run, but very, very paper thin kind of ice.
Right.
And I think the deck that Yaro brought here to the table is also very similar in this fashion, where it has the fast advance tricks, but it also has like the potential to create really taxing servers.
Right, absolutely. And just perfect example of Spark game leveraging that early economic advantage to just kind of lock the runner down.
Yeah, to really control the early game. Love it. Dan, where can people check out your show again?
So people can check out my show, ANR Blackhats, on YouTube. We're just ANR Blackhats, all one word. And then we're also on SoundCloud and iTunes as the ANR Blackhats podcast. Thanks very much for having me on, Krystian.
Well, thanks for joining me. It was a great pleasure. I was looking forward to this. So that's why I picked like this very special game for you to commentate with me. It was a great pleasure.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, man.
All right, guys. So we're going to leave you here and we're going to move on to the next tournament, which I think is going to be in Cologne again, but in a different store in Cologne. The second regionals. We had 2 regionals in Cologne. So I hope you will join us next time around when we will, as always, hack the planet! Hack the planet!
Shut up and get in the car!
Shit on me.
This episode of Netrunner TeamworkCast was created with a generous support from our listeners. If you enjoy the show and you can't get enough Netrunner videos, please check out our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/hacktheplanet.